Hello, welcome to the cartoon graveyard. So, I've got my dressing gown on. I know it's got chilly tonight, so I threw on a dressing gown, and so you get to see my ratty old dressing gown. I know it's not particularly professional, but it's not professional television, is it? It's the cartoon graveyard, and everything goes here to die. So tonight we're going to do another time lapse. I hope you enjoy it. So I will meet you inside for the cartoon graveyard and something a little bit special. Meet you in there. Okay. Ahoy, ahoy, and welcome to the cartoon graveyard. So this is going to be quite a quick time lapse today. When I've been drawing, you've seen that the old way of drawing, building up a character, shows the workings of a human body that then gets smoothed out. But if you want to draw a mech or a robot, you just don't smooth those bits out. You keep them as they are. And you can draw a mech. Now, who's going to be in this mech? So it's nice and round, and we have a bunny. Except this isn't a bunny. This is actually a hare. Now, if you've been following the cartoon graveyard, you will know that I drew a cartoon graveyard, a Monday quick draw, and I drew one of these Monday quick draws as a picking up a random generator for an 80s kids TV show. I pressed a button, it gave me a random generated name, which was Major Maxim and the Thunder Girls. And what I decided to do was an old war veteran, very much along the lines of Arnie and Arnold Schwarzenegger, for anyone that doesn't call him Arnie anymore. And I decided that it had twin girls, Donna and Blitzen, who were then in this little cartoon series together. And it was a very successful one. I really enjoyed doing it. It was a lot of fun. It felt very much like an 80s cartoon. But they didn't have any bad guys. So seeing as I'm saying that all these characters exist in the world of Skullgirl and Wiki, if you followed my Instagram from last year and my Inktober pictures from last year, you'll know I drew a character called Wiki, who's the Wild West Witch, and Skullgirl exists in that same world, and so does Major Maxim and all the characters that survive on the pulp planet or part of the cartoon graveyard. So this is the bad guy, and as I said, he's not a bunny, he's a hare. He is in fact Hair Trigger. So because if Major Maxim and the Thunder Girls, Donna and Blitzen, get cool names, then the bad guy's going to have a cool name as well. And if it's the 80s, then he's going to have a German accent, isn't he? So a mad March hare called Hair Trigger with an army of equally insane hares. And being hares, it means that I don't get accused of ripping off the wabbits from... I don't even know what the wabbits are from. I just send them around enough, and my son has a cuddly toy of one that I pulled out of one of those grab machines. Yep, that's right, you heard it here. You can actually win cuddly toys from those grab machines. So this is Hair Trigger, and as you can see, playing around with making a mech, you use the same basis as you would for creating a human, but rather than smoothing it off, you just fill it in, make it heavier. I have to admit that there is a lot of stuff that goes with building characters, and you take from things that you know over the years. And I have to give some of the design credit of this to an amazing scratch builder. It's a friend of mine called Eric Moore. So scratch building is when you take everyday bits of rubbish and you put them into, well, you just put them into a pleasing shape and make this pleasing shape something that you can then turn into a robot or all kinds of things. So this is that character, but built out of just bits. Now in my head, I have the central part as being a diving bell, and I think you could say, and make it as warrior as possible, make Hair Trigger as warrior as possible, giving him a proper grumpy face, a lovely underbite, which I thought was quite funny as a thing for a rabbit to give, or a hare to give them an underbite when clearly you would normally go for the overbite. But the wonderfulness of being able to do this is I can pay homage to some of my friends, and you'll see errors appearing on the screen. By the way, all these little lines and dots that appear, which clearly are frustrating me, and I'm having to get rid of every now and again. I couldn't work out for the life of me where they were appearing. All these little grey lines and dots, and it turned out that I had just literally placed something down on my keyboard off to one side, and it was rolling around. And as it was rolling around, it was causing these. So eventually, these stop, and I start doing it properly. But it's because I'm working on my tablet. The other person I want to give credit to for this is Gemma Hewitt. Now, Gemma Hewitt created a character a long time ago. Let's make him worry, give him a bit, make him tired, grizzled. There we go. That's the kind of war bad guy that you want, isn't it? So Gemma Hewitt had a character in her stories of Emily Ladybird. You can look up books of Emily Ladybird, and she had a companion called Mr. Woppet, who had a little tiny walker that he walked around in. Nothing as big and so like and wary as this, but definitely something that he walked around in. And I've drawn Mr. Woppet a couple of times in versions of this little walker, this little robot walker. But Hair Trigger obviously has got one a lot bigger. The other thing is the War Rabbit has got to go to one of my other friends, Dean Woodman, dressed up as a steampunk rabbit armor suit for the big asylum in Lincoln in the UK, and I just loved it. And now want to dress up as an armored rabbit so much. Not armored like this. Maybe I should dress up like this. This would be perfect. But this is the fun that you can have. You take from things around you. You find things. Here you go. You can give him his little army. So a lot of people for my picture of the Pixie Vikings, which is in the cartoon Graveyard as well, suggested by Claire PC. The Pixie Vikings, people seem to like the little pixies hiding in the Viking boat. So I wanted to also give a little bit of homage to that. Now, as I've said before, I'm colourblind. So colouring isn't my forte. You will see this coloured in a minute. But I like shading, and although I'm just paying lip service to shading here, I think a picture looks more finished when it's shaded, and I really like this picture for its shading. But I do like the colour marks that it gets at the end. So what we've got here is we've got the shading going in. We're giving a little bit more of the depth to things, making it feel more like it's from a cartoon series. And these guys could fight Major Maxim, but he definitely needs a bit of colour. And I think when you see the colour, it really brings it to life. So let's have a moment with this and then have a bit of colour. Yeah, give him a bit of a modesty panel. Fill that in. But this is hopefully a little bit of joy. Oh yeah, bit of extra armaments there. Proper perspective, please. There we go. He can't just walk around with a big hammer. Everybody in this world seems to have a big hammer. He's got something more. And a bit of after stubble. After stubble? That's what we're calling it now. It's like aftershave and stubble mixed together. And there you go. Some colour. So Major Maxim and the Thunder Girls, this is what you're up against. Hair Trigger. The most wonderful, angry, pink hair that you are ever likely to meet. I hope you've enjoyed this. Another very quick time-lapse picture for the cartoon graveyard. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. There you go. Another addition to the cartoon graveyard. The fact that it is building up more and more and more, these will have to get a comic book of their own. I think everything that appears in there, from Viking pixies as part of the history, through Apocalypse Gnomes, all the way through Major Maxim, the Thunder Girls, Hair Trigger, Skullgirl, and all the others. So it's been an absolute pleasure once again. Please remember to subscribe if you like what's going on. Maybe tick that little bell so you can see when things are coming up. But it's been an absolute wonderful pleasure once again. So this is for Hair Trigger and for all you out there in the cartoon graveyard. Bye bye.